When did I first learn that patience can mean survival? I realized it after nearly 3 years of waiting, quietly collecting proof against my husband who was secretly poisoning me. He wasn't using anything fast or obvious, no quick-acting toxins, but slow substances, the kind that make you sick in ways doctors can't quite diagnose, the kind that leave you exhausted, unfocused, and pitied by everyone around you, while your partner smiles like a saint for standing by you. At the beginning of our marriage, I thought it was stress. After meals, I'd have pounding headaches. My stomach twisted without warning. Dizziness would strike while I was standing at the sink or halfway up the stairs. Fatigue smothered me like a blanket I couldn't kick off. Tests showed nothing. Doctors said anxiety, maybe IBS, maybe depression. Every appointment, Daniel sat beside me, concerned, rubbing my hand, telling them how paranoid and forgetful I was becoming. Everyone admired his patience. They praised his sacrifices, how he managed the finances when I lost focus, how he cared for me when I could barely move. What a devoted husband, they said. But I noticed something no one else did. Whenever he traveled for work, my health improved. My mind cleared. My skin stopped looking gray. As soon as he returned, the sickness came back. The first time I confronted him was a mistake. I'd seen him add something to my tea when he thought I was in the bathroom. I exploded, accused him, screamed. He stayed calm, hit record on his phone, then later played the video for my mother, his parents, our friends. In it, I sounded hysterical, raving, paranoid. He looked gentle, patient, soothing, reminding me to take my medication. That was when people began suggesting psychiatric care. Even my closest friend, Mara, pulled me aside and whispered maybe I should listen to him. I knew then that speaking again would only trap me, so I pretended. I let him believe I was weak, dependent. I threw out coffee he made, avoided meals he cooked, flushed pills he handed me. I started preparing bland foods for myself, claiming spicy dishes upset my stomach. I bought activated charcoal capsules and hid them inside a tampon box he'd never check. Slowly, I gained clarity. But suspicion wasn't enough. I needed proof. I told Daniel I was sleeping in the guest room because his snoring kept me up. He disliked it, but he couldn't complain without looking controlling. I installed a hidden camera. For months, I filmed him entering at night, slipping powder into my water, sometimes standing over me, watching my chest rise and fall. Once, he pinched my arm while I slept, testing reflexes. Another time, he held a mirror under my nose. His face wasn't worried, it was calculating. I mailed strands of my hair for toxicology testing under a false name, paid cash, used Mara's address. I kept leftovers in hidden containers, labeled with dates, stashed in a cooler in my car. I kept a journal of every symptom, every meal, every blackout. I took daily photos of my hollow cheeks and brittle hair. When I dug deeper, I discovered life insurance policies he'd taken out in my name. He'd told coworkers I might have early dementia. He researched poisons and untraceable substances. He even joked about being a widower someday. By the 3rd year, he began whispering about a move to his cousin's remote property by a lake. Peaceful, good for your health, he said. To friends, he mentioned how deep that lake was, how quiet. My time was running out, so I acted. I invited Mara over for dinner, telling her I needed support. Daniel prepared his special pasta, the dish that always left me vomiting. When he stepped out, I switched our plates. My heart pounded as I ate his portion and he ate mine. Within an hour, his face turned gray. He staggered, confused, slurring. Mara panicked, dialing 911. I called poison control, calmly listing symptoms. While we waited for paramedics, I laid out my evidence on the table. Journals, lab results, footage of him contaminating my drinks. Mara's eyes widened in horror. She saw the truth unraveling before her. When the ambulance came, I pointed to him. "He prepared the meal," I said. Police searched the house. They found bottles of chemicals in his desk, a hidden notebook with dosages and symptoms, internet searches about inheritance laws and poisons that mimic natural disease. His family screamed that I was lying, that I was unstable, that I was framing him. But the evidence told another story. It's been 3 weeks since Daniel's arrest. He was hospitalized first, his body detoxing from the mix of heavy metals and pharmaceuticals he'd ingested. Doctors said it wasn't accidental. No one could mix that combination without intent. I realized how close I'd come to being in his hospital bed instead. Police questioned me for hours. They wanted to know why I didn't come forward sooner. I explained, because everyone believed him, because he isolated me, because he controlled money, because he painted me as paranoid. They doubted until Mara spoke. She described how Daniel used to show videos of me losing it at parties, how he trained friends to calm me if I accused him. When investigators searched his safe, they found vials labeled with dates, notes detailing my symptoms after each treatment. Precise, clinical, cold. They found maps of the lake house, waterproof bags with weights, plans for disposal. Mara hasn't left my side since. She sleeps on my couch, apologizing for believing him for so long. I can't be angry, he fooled everyone. Daniel's mother insists I fabricated everything. She says the medications were prescribed, that I poisoned him for revenge. She tells neighbors I'm the dangerous one. At the preliminary hearing, Daniel sat in an orange jumpsuit, glaring. His lawyer claimed I was mentally ill, that I staged everything. But the prosecutor presented my footage. Daniel calm and methodical, pouring powder into my water. The courtroom fell silent. Bail was denied. His pharmacist friend, Owen, is also under investigation. Messages showed discussions about dosages and building tolerance. Owen claims they were theoretical, yet stolen pharmaceuticals tied him directly to Daniel's scheme. Meanwhile, doctors confirmed my worst fear. Years of exposure left permanent damage. My kidneys scarred. My liver compromised. Neurological issues that may never heal. I'm lucky to be alive, they said. It has now been nearly 3 months. The trial has begun. Daniel's lawyer leans heavily on my mental instability. He paints Daniel as a caring husband pushed past breaking point. The prosecutor shows the footage. Daniel sprinkling substances into my water bottle, standing over me as I slept. The notes cataloging my reactions. Still, his lawyer argues it was caregiving. The spin is terrifyingly persuasive. Owen was found hiding at the same lake house Daniel planned to take me. He confessed. He supplied the drugs, calculated doses, and helped Daniel plan. His testimony dismantled their defense. Yet even now, I wake at night imagining Daniel standing over me, expression flat, eyes calculating. I panic in grocery aisles, staring at jars of pasta sauce. Remembering dinners where he tried to erase me bite by bite. The prosecution is strong, but the defense is vicious. They frame me as delusional, desperate, vengeful. The jury has to choose. Believe a woman labeled unstable for years, or the man who convinced the world he was a saint. Patience saved me. Proof saved me. If I had run without evidence, he would have destroyed me. Maybe drowned me in that dark lake, buried beneath water no one would ever search. Now all I can do is keep telling the truth, again and again, until someone believes.